Good morning. Man. Okay. Well, I sure am, right? Alright, well, let's see. Does this look good? Hi. I didn't turn on my sign. Wonderful. You know what? Let me go and change that. Is it gonna rain? Looks like it's gonna rain today. I think it's gonna rain. It is not. That is not as bright as it usually is. But you know what? Oh well. But yeah. So how are we feeling? How are we feeling today, guys? Well, hello Kitsune. Hello Random Kato. How are we doing? I hope we're doing wonderful, and if not, then I hope I can brighten your day, because also, my day hasn't been too great either, to be honest. Today has been a zoning out day for me, not gonna lie. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I should be able to hopefully provide you with a chill atmosphere for you to reasonably chill out. Because today I'm going to be doing a lot of Nuzlocke research. I have to do a short on Gardevoir. And then also I need to do like actual research. So, let's see. Who do I have next to do? Because I did Heracross before and that audio is almost like 10 minutes. Sarina. Okay. So this is going to be interesting, right? So we're going to move from... Okay. We're going to move from Heracross's thing here. Let's get Sarina instead. There we go. So let's see. Yo guys, completely random, but for those who saw it, how did you guys feel about Nagito's foot lettuce? How did you guys feel about it? How did you guys feel about Nagito's foot lettuce? I have an idea of what some people think about it. Wait, that's actually kind of nuts. It was truly an experience? I bet it was. So let's do this. Sarina. Let's bring up Cerebi. And I remember that I listed out the locations of where Sarina can be found. I think it's in Lush Jungle where they can be found. Yeah, so in Sun and Moon. Let's see. I'm gonna actually just write out, like, I'll write out the intro later. How are you guys doing? So if I take a look at the level caps thing. Another beautiful snowy evening. Well, that's good. Hello, Doctor. Welcome to the stream. Where's my thing for this? There we go. Yeah, welcome to the stream for the first time. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Doc's the name, Pokemon's the game? Heck yeah, I'm glad. We love ourselves some good old Pokemon here. One day I wish to experience snow. Doesn't at all where I am and I don't really travel. Oh yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Trying to think, because the next reasonable place to use Sarina would be Stomp, like using Stomp at level 29, but unfortunately Olivia, well, I don't know the level cap in regular Sun and Moon. I gotta write that down, huh? Now let's check. What is the actual level cap? Oh, I got it. Okay. Oh, it's even lower at 27. Come? Of course. Hi, Ray. Wait, Kato, where do you live if it doesn't snow where you are? If it doesn't snow where you are, then where do you live? Let me look at Steenie in the meantime. So let's assume that I'm level 27. And then we'll do, let's see, regular Sun and Moon. Oh, Steenie. Olivia, because that would be the next feasible place to use it. So she has Nose Pass, Boldore, and Lycanroc. What would you use theoretically? What you doing? I'm just doing research on Pokemon. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. As if I need to already expand my my expansive encyclopedic knowledge of the franchise for Nuzlocking. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, right? Nothing new? Got it. Okay, what? I can't tell if that's mean or not. The cursed place they call Texas. It does in some areas, but in others it's quite dry. You know, the sad thing is I might actually be moving to Texas sometime soon, which is really unfortunate. I was being sarcastic? Okay. Wasn't there some bad snowstorms in Texas? Maybe. I actually don't know. I don't, I'm gonna be real, I don't keep up to date with like the news or anything of the sort whatsoever, so I just have to take what I hear I just have to take what I hear at face value. That's a thing that I do, is just like whenever I like fail to say something correctly, I just for the sake of your sanity, you shouldn't keep up with the news. Yeah, I feel like that's the case. But then also, if you don't keep up with the news, you won't know what's going on with the world. So then it sucks because you'll be happy and uninformed, and then and on the other hand, you'll be sad and informed. You honestly get the worst of both worlds. Either way you go, it's the bad ending. You get the ignorant ending and the informed ending. So, yeah. All right, let me see. You have Razor Leaf, Magical Leaf. Razor Leaf, Magical Leaf. So neither would be bad to have. I take happy and uninformed any day. True. So true. Okay, I'm gonna do 20 for each stat. I keep up with a small bit of news because I know one day it's really gonna mess me up if I'm not aware of things. Sorcy did his first Nuzlocke for Sword and Shield. You know, actually, yeah, he did let me know about that. I saw that he was doing like Nuzlocking and stuff, and it was just like, ooh, what game on Sword and Shield? And then he like asked me like, hey, so I should have gone to you because you're like the Nuzlocke guy, but what rules do you typically play? And I tell him that I just do the rules that I usually play, which is you know what? This would go into good segue here. This is literally my document on how I play my runs, and it is 6 pages long with this much text. Yo, what up? Not much actually, but yeah. So the main takeaway that you should take from this is my short rule description, which is I can only catch the first mon in each new area. Can't catch anything else. If a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead, and you can't use it anymore. And then the additional hardcore Nuzlocke rules. So you have no bag items, no over-leveling past the next gym leader or Elite Four's ace, and the player must be in set mode, which means if you KO a Pokemon, the opponent will send out another Pokemon immediately. That is set mode. And then I have a few miscellaneous things. So let me see. Attempt is lost when I enter the whiteout screen. You know what? Tell you what. I think this would be a good time to actually go over my rules as a video. I kind of want to do that for some reason because I feel like that'd be fun. So like I could like record this entire video or something. How would you all feel about that if I recorded a video here right now? How would you all feel about that? I'm always chill for anything random. Heck yeah. Yeah. Let's do a thing, right? It's time for YouTube intro. How should I do this YouTube intro? Ugh. Please tell me someone heard that. most autistic way you can think of? What is the most autistic way to open a video? Let's do hyperfixation. Right? Okay. So check this out. Hello! Do you like Pokemon? Well then that's probably why you clicked on this video. Do you like Nuzlocks? Well that's probably why you clicked on this video. Do you like to know rules that specific people use for some of their Nuzlocks? Well, you know what? That's probably why you clicked on this video. We're going to be going over my rules. We're going to be going over my rules that I use for my hardcore Nuzlocks. And if that's something you want to sit through, then, well, hey, it's there for you. And you know what? While we get going, like the video, subscribe, like the video. Did it pop up? Did the like button like pop up like that? Because if so, then that'd be really cool. But if not, what the fuck, YouTube? So, yeah. Okay, that's good enough. All right. Dude, what is going on with my hair, by the way? What is going on? It's so dumb. 10 out of 10. I know, right? His desk got pounded? I know, right? Alright. So, right here is my entire Nuzlocke rules document. And if you can tell, for those who are keenly aware, yes, this is mostly based on the hardcore Nuzlocke rule set that set up by Pichal, and this is generally what he goes by. That being said, I'm gonna tell you right now, no, this is not a copy and paste. So let's do this. Let's do this thing. Hello, this is my. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna say there might be some things that I choose to change right here and now. Because I think some rules that I have in here are probably going to be a little cringe, but oh well. Here goes, right? Hello, this is my document for my Nuzlocks. I use these rules in my. Hello, this is my document for my Nuzlocks. I use these rules for my own runs, and I was heavily inspired by Jan or Pichal to play the hardcore Nuzlocke rules, albeit with some adjustments. However, I would strongly suggest against using this rule set if you are a beginner Nuzlocker or if you plan to start Nuzlocking. That's basically the same thing, I guess. I believe that I am a mid-tier Nuzlocker, not a professional. You should use hardcore Nuzlocks if you are far more experienced with Nuzlocks. You should also play Nuzlocks however you want to play them. Do not feel forced to play how others want you to play. That's a really important thing, by the way. I want to say, before we actually get going, dude, my hair, man. Before we get going, there's this thing about how people gatekeep about how other people play their games, which I think is stupid. And also, I have found myself being guilty of this, like, to some extent, so I really have to emphasize that. Do not go at people for how they play their runs. I don't think that's really cool, and I have since strived to make it so I don't do that as well. So yeah, please check the document summary on the left side of your computer screen, or I guess on your phone screen as well if you want, for redirection. So yeah, because right here you have all of the rules, the rule descriptions here. Honestly, gatekeeping is so cringe. I agree, dude. Can I say there are some people who are like doing Nuzlocks of Honkai Star Rail, and some people are actually like getting at them because of how they're playing, and I think that's so dumb. It's a very fringe and like specific category of playing Honkai Star Rail, and it's so dumb. Welcome back, Kitsune. Okay, let's do this here. I will assume that you will know the different terms that I use throughout this document. If you have questions to bring up to me about some of the terms and what they mean, you may ask me on stream. So like right now, I would be glad to answer them. And just for reference, I cite P-Chal's document and channel right here, which I think is still a good read. In fact, if I go to it right now, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful way to arrange rules. So, yeah. What game are we even playing? So this kind of divulged from being researching Pokemon Nuzlocking to reading my rules about Nuzlocking in general. So that's what we're doing. We're not playing a game. That's the main takeaway. Yeah, so here's what I got. So we have the short rule description. Here are the rules that I play with. And these are just the short versions of the rules. We have the standard hardcore Nuzlocke rules, and then I have a few miscellaneous things with rule alterations. Wow, really? That's the word that I struggle saying? Okay. We have the standard hardcore Nuzlocke rules here with miscellaneous and rule alterations and bans. So I do have a ban list. I do have a few rules that I tend to change whenever things get a little difficult for me. So there's that. Now let's go in depth, right? Encounters. The first Pokemon that I find when I receive Pokeballs is the only Pokemon that I may catch. The location of the Pokemon is defined by the Met On text. So whenever you catch a Pokemon, there will be a location that's next to the Met On text, and that's the only Pokemon that you may catch in that area. Simple as that. If I fail to catch the Pokemon, then I may not try to re-roll for another Pokemon encounter. Simple as that. If you fail to catch your first Pokemon, you can't catch it. You can't catch anything else. Hatching Pokemon from eggs counts as a separate encounter. If I hatch a Pokemon from an egg in an area where I already caught a Pokemon, it is considered a legitimate encounter and I may use it. So let's say, for example, you're in a town where you can fish, but you can also get your egg encounter there. I consider it to be valid to get both encounters. Now, there is an order, I will say. Jets, man. There is an order that I do have when it comes to getting my encounters, and we'll talk about that later. And I think it's a bit of an interesting ruling, so again, we'll get into it later. Anyways, speaking of getting encounters, I may freely choose a method of choice to receive my encounter. And you know what? Let me actually... This is probably better, right? This is probably better. This is probably much better. Okay, so right here. Let's do this here. I may freely choose a method of choice to receive my encounter. This includes shaking grass, fishing, surfing, or regular grass. If I find a wild Pokemon in a battle with more than one Pokemon, I may freely choose which Pokemon I want to catch as long as it is not a duplicate encounter. Yeah, simple as that. You can just choose however you want to get your Pokemon. Here we go. Here's another one. I may not catch a second Pokemon in an area that has multiple floors / subsections. For example, if I have already caught a Pokemon on floor 1 of Rock Tunnel in Kanto, I may not catch another on floor 2. If I have caught a Pokemon in one area of Pinwheel Forest, I may not catch a Pokemon in the other area. I don't know if you've said this already, but are you going to Nuzlocke again? I probably will, but it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while since I am currently focused on doing like Nuzlocke Viability and stuff, because I want to take it easy for a bit. That's all. All right. Okay. If I receive a gift Pokemon in a city, example, Fossil Pokemon, I am allowed to use all gift Pokemon and then attempt to catch a wild Pokemon in that area, I will say. Let me actually add that. In that area. If I catch a wild Pokemon before receiving a gift Pokemon in that area, let me actually... In the same area, okay. If I catch a wild Pokemon before receiving a gift Pokemon in the same area, I may not receive a gift encounter. So this is one of the main differences when it comes to the standard hardcore Nuzlocke rules and mine. So I have this interesting rule where I can get as many wild Pokemon in one area. Right? I'm gonna change this again. So I have this rule where I can get as many Pokemon as I want in one area when it comes to gift encounters. However, once I catch a wild Pokemon in that same area, that encounter is all done. Well, that encounter, like, that area is all done when it comes to encounters. And you might think, oh, well, if you have the game knowledge, then you can exploit this rule, which is fair. However, that being said, I have lost encounters, or rather, I have lost opportunities for encounters because of this rule. A very notable example is in Blaze Black 2 Redux and Volt White 2 Redux, where I got my wild encounter first and then found out, oh, wait a second, I was able to revive my fossils here. So this requires game knowledge to be able to properly use and follow. So yeah. Alright, next up. I may trade with NPCs even if I receive my first encounter in the area. This is to encourage more trading in Pokemon games. You'll notice that a lot of Pokemon Nuzlocke runs don't actually utilize trading, like, if at all. So this is kind of to just make it so, hey, we're using more of the mechanics given to us in the Pokemon games. So I think that's pretty cool to do, and yeah, there's that. If I encounter a shiny Pokemon, I will usually treat it as if it were not my first encounter. However, if I have a Pokemon of the same evolutionary line, I may choose to replace the original Pokemon with the shiny Pokemon. So this is a slightly different variation of the shiny clause, where the shiny clause makes it so if you find a shiny in the wild, you can catch it and use it as a separate encounter. Now the thing is that a lot of people have debated whether that is like an exploit, because theoretically you can just grind infinitely for endless shiny Pokemon, however long it takes for you to get shiny Pokemon. So this rule kind of exists to nullify that effect. Now that being said, if, like I said, if we have an encounter that I happen to already have that's shiny, that sentence was really poor. That being said, if I find a shiny of an encounter that I already have, I can choose to replace it. Now it's up to the player if they want to replace it or not, right? Because the shiny Pokemon could have better stats and all that, but typically I just won't do it. All right, here we go. Next up. If my first encounter is a Pokemon that I already have, I will not be allowed to catch it. This rule persists even after the Pokemon's death. For example, if I encounter a Magikarp/Gyarados when I already have one, I will not be allowed to catch it. Simple as that. This is what we call duplicate clause, where you can't catch more than one Pokemon of that species. I think that was supposed to be the reverse way. I'm not. Editor, do your job. Alright, next up. If I find a Pokemon that is listed in the 6.2 ban list as a static encounter, or one that I can find consistently, I will not be allowed to reroll and catch a different Pokemon in replacement of it. And then let's extend it to here as well. If I find a Pokemon that is listed in the ban list as a wild encounter and cannot evolve, I may choose to reroll for a different encounter. So this kind of revolves around the ban list here, where sometimes I choose to just not use like Pokemon at all from the Pokemon from these lists at all. So right here is the list of mons that are typically banned, and then I've considered banning these. We'll get into that later. Yeah. And I guess also, like for this one in particular, this is kind of more when it comes to randomizers, because randomly you can find Pokemon that are just stupid, ridiculously powerful. Like let's say you find an Arceus in the wild. I can just choose to reroll for it, and I think that's legal. That's legal to do, because otherwise, per this rule set, you are giving up an encounter just by encountering God. So that's what I think, right? Oh my goodness. Hang on. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, slightly short task, but we're back. We're back. What's good? What's good? Sorry. Whew. Oh man. He's getting the milk? Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Shut the hell up, man. Okay, anyways. Let's keep going. Pokemon deaths. If a Pokemon's HP is reduced to 0, that Pokemon is dead and cannot be used again. The dead Pokemon will either be put in a death box within the PC or released into the wild. Simple rule. If it faints, it's dead. Ooh. I just realized I have to add another rule later. We'll do that. Okay. If a certain hidden machine is required to progress through the game and a Pokemon that is alive can use it, they will be taught the HM to my and the Pokemon's chagrin. So, let's say you have a whole box of Mons, and then the only Pokemon that can learn Rock Smash is Salamence. If no other Pokemon can learn it, then that Salamence is going to be taught Rock Smash to get through the game. Which sucks, you know? If a certain hidden machine is required to progress through the game and none of my alive Pokemon can learn the HM, I may use a dead Pokemon if they can learn it. So if no other alive Pokemon has access to a hidden machine, then okay, you can choose to get a dead mon out of the box. I may catch a Pokemon to learn a HM if no Pokemon I have, dead or alive, can learn it, but I cannot use it in battle. Simple as that. If you don't have any Pokemon of any kind that can use a HM, then okay, you can go into the wild and catch one, but you can't use it in battle. If a dead Pokemon or HM Mule is sent into battle by moves such as Dragon Tail, Whirlwind, etc., it must be swapped out immediately into a living Pokemon. So this is kind of okay. What happens if you have a dead Pokemon and it gets brought into battle because of the enemy? You just swap out. That's all you need to do. All right. Next up, if a Pokemon that faints has its HP restored by NPCs before an important fight, it may still not be used in battle. For example, N will fully restore your Pokemon before the fight with Getsis in Black 2 and White 2. I am not allowed to use any Pokemon that fainted in the previous fight. I would say this is kind of an extension of, like, if a Pokemon reaches 0 HP, then it's dead. You can't use it. And I also realized right now, let's add this rule here, right? Revival Blessing is banned. So for those who don't know, Revival Blessing is a move in Scarlet and Violet where if you use it, you are able to fully revive a Pokemon. That move will not be allowed. Simple as that. I believe there's a drawback with it. Let me actually see. Revival Blessing Pokemon. Ah, okay, here we go. So here's what a Revival Blessing does, right? It says the following. Revival Blessing allows the player to select a fainted Pokemon in the party. The selected Pokemon will be revived and half of its maximum HP will be restored. Revival Blessing will fail if there are no fainted Pokemon in the party. This move cannot be copied by Sketch. Revival Blessing cannot be used if the user is under the effect of heal block caused by psychic noise. Simple as that. So, here are the only mons that can use it. Palma and Rabska. They are not allowed to use Revival Blessing because it brings back a dead Pokemon. And obviously that kind of goes against hardcore Nuzlocke rules. Alright. Items. You are not allowed to use bag items in battle. This includes healing items such as potions and full heals, battle items such as X attacks and guard specs, and free fleeing items such as Pokédolls and smoke balls. You just can't, basically you just can't reach into your bag unless you're in a wild battle trying to catch a Pokemon. Alright, speaking of which, you are not allowed to use Pokeballs in trainer fights. Otherwise, this will encourage the trainer to stall the other trainer out of PP, haha, funny move, to get the Pokemon on the other side to struggle. So if you guys don't know, in Pokemon, you're actually able to throw your Pokeballs in trainer fights, but it's kind of a huge advantage for the user because you're basically depleting a move from the enemy while not depleting yourself of anything, which is kind of cheating in my opinion. So this rule kind of exists to ameliorate that issue. Alright, next up. Items held by my Pokemon are allowed to be used. For example, I may give all of my Pokemon Oranberries. So, yeah, there's that. Never would I thought doing something so dumb is forbidden. Fair enough. Also, hello Robin Hyung, welcome to the stream. So yeah, this is kind of to differentiate bag items and held items, where held items are allowed to be used. If I wanted to give my Pokemon the mail item, as in like the letter, the envelope, I am allowed to do that, if for whatever reason I am able to. But I also cannot use my bag items on my Pokemon whatsoever. Finally, only one Pokemon out of my team of 6 can carry leftovers, and you'll notice the asterisk here, because then that signifies that there is something in the miscellaneous section that I go more in depth about later. Okay, next up, level caps. Here we go, boys and girls and non-binaries and trans people. Trans rights are human rights. Level caps are often exclusive to only gym battles or island trials and grand trials and the Elite Four. The level cap for the Elite Four is determined by the player, so the final Elite Four member is usually a great starting point. My reasoning for this is that your Pokemon usually gain experience to become equally or slightly underleveled with the champions, making for entertaining battles. Yeah, this makes for good content, I would say. Because, let's be real, it's not fun when you see someone mowing through the entire Elite Four because they have a level 100 Pokemon. When the enemy has like level 60s or something, and they just get bowled over. I may choose to play the post game. If I do, then more level caps might be considered. I have to put might right here. Let me actually read that again. I may choose to play the post game. If I do, then more level caps might be considered. Common examples include Elite Four rematches in Heart Gold and Soul Silver after receiving 16 badges, Red in Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold or Soul Silver, and Alder in Black and White. So if you guys don't know, typically there are post games in the Pokemon games. Now for some of them, it's a little weird because some of them just don't change the Elite Four status whatsoever, but some of them will. And I think for Red in particular, Red and Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I think you should do the post game because, I don't know, it makes for more interesting stuff. I don't know. But in any case, it is optional. So, well, for me at least. Alright, anyways. If a Pokemon exceeds the level cap, it is considered dead until I beat the gym that has that level cap. I think that's pretty simple to understand. If a Pokemon that exceeds the level cap is in battle, I must switch out immediately and cannot use that Pokemon. It must be put into the PC as soon as possible. And there's another asterisk here, which again we'll get into later. If a Pokemon that exceeds the level cap is in battle and is trapped by trapping abilities such as Arena Trap, Shadow Tag, and Magnet Pull, I must play out the battle. So here it's just kind of like, you can't really do much. Just play out the battle and then switch out whenever possible. If all of my Pokemon in my party exceed the level cap, then the attempt is dead and I must play the game all over again. I think that's also pretty simple. Settings. This is a pretty short rule thing to go over. The battle style can be set between switch or set mode. I must play on set mode. So for new players in my chat, as well as for those watching, there is a setting that shows the battle style, switch or set mode. Switch makes it so if you KO a Pokemon on the enemy side, the game will prompt you that, hey, this trainer is going to send out this Pokemon. Would you like to switch? Set mode pretty much takes that out completely. And it just makes it so, oh, when you KO an enemy Pokemon, they will just immediately send it out. I may choose to have the Gen 6 experience share to be on or off. So here's something I don't understand, right? Some people actually don't like the experience share in Gen 6 and onwards, which I think is a little strange because it literally solves the problem of like grinding a lot of your Pokemon, right? And we kind of go backwards because it's just like, oh, it suddenly it makes the games too easy. I mean, I don't really care. And plus, I can choose whether I can have it on or off. So, there's that. Anyways, next. Oh, actually, I will say, one way I can see the experience share being really, really, really powerful is when you experience edge all of your Pokemon at a level cap. So, like, for example, let's say you're fighting the first gym leader in X and Y, right? Viola. She has a level 12 Mon, I believe. She has a level 12 Vivian. And you can set your Pokemon to that level but you can also set it so they are 1 experience point before level 13. The way I see it being really powerful is you can just KO any Pokemon on Viola's team, and every single one of your Pokemon get a level because of how the experience share works in that game. That, I will say, I think is broken. And you know what? Take advantage of it. That's what I think. The games can get pretty hard as well. So, yeah. I don't see why it's a bad thing. I may choose to speed up the game in the emulator at any time. So, this is kind of just an emulator thing where things can get sped up whenever people want. So, I don't know. It's not really a game thing, so oh well. Alright, now on to miscellaneous. The attempt is lost when I enter the whiteout screen. This applies even when my PC has more Pokemon. Yeah, simple as that. In tag battles, you are able to lose all 3 Pokemon brought to the battle. If your AI partner wins the battle with you having no Pokemon left, you do not enter the whiteout screen and the run is still considered legit. However, the 3 Pokemon you brought to battle are still considered dead. Okay, so I guess this is just clarifications on like certain things. So like what happens if you're in this situation? So I guess here in tag battles, for example, you don't white out, however, your mons are still dead. Simple as that. In sky battles and X and Y, you are able to lose the battle In sky battles in X and Y, you are able to lose the battle without entering the whiteout screen. Therefore, the run is still considered legit. However, the Pokemon brought into the fight will still be considered dead. Same thing as the tag battle thing, where sky battles, you're able to enter and exit the battle without whiting out if you lose all your Pokemon. Unless that's all your party consists of. In which case, well, can't do anything about it. Alright, next. If my emulator crashes, the following happens. I am allowed to receive my encounters again. Unfortunately, abilities and IVs may be different, and any Pokemon that fainted before is still considered dead. So, this is kind of like, oh, what happens if my game shuts down on me? It's like, oh, well, I guess I can get my mons again. But anything I got that is also dead will still be dead. That's kind of to also get around the exploit where it's just like, oh no, oh my game crashed. Oh, at least all my Pokemon are still alive. No, you can't do that. Simple as that. Alright. I allow myself to use infinite rare candies and infinite BP at the cost of banning EV training. So this is an interesting thing, right? So infinite rare candies is one thing, and it's often used by a lot of people. However, infinite battle points is actually kind of controversial because in certain games like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, Black 2, White 2, you're actually given access to a lot of really strong items. And I personally don't understand why people don't take advantage of that part more. I guess it's kind of because it makes the games a little easier. But also, why aren't you using all that the game is giving you, personally? I think that's a little strange. I don't know. And even then, I also ban EV training in most of my runs, I will say. So, I think the equalizer is fair. In raid dens, deaths will not count. Okay, so this is kind of exclusive to Sword Shield and Scarlet Violet, where if a mon dies in the dens, then their deaths in there don't count. Which I personally think is kind of stupid. I don't like how easy it is to lose your mons in the raid dens. It's so annoying. So yeah. Maybe it's just a skill issue on my end. Chat, type 1 if you think that I have a skill issue. Type 2 if you think otherwise. Alright. Anyways. 6.1 Rule alterations. These rule changes are usually implemented when I lose a certain number of attempts. Remember, or rather reminder, I do not consider myself a professional Nuzlocker. This is to increase the variety of the different attempts to make them not as monotonous. Asterisk number 1. Sometimes I lift the leftovers clause for more than one Pokemon to hold leftovers at a time, though I typically try to avoid this. I mean, simple. Wow, I got a giant amount of ones from... Okay, fair enough. Asterisk number 2. Sometimes I may allow for Pokemon that exceed the level cap to stay throughout the entire battle, then put the Pokemon in question in the box after the battle. This point is one I'm still debating over. Yeah, I still can't tell like whether that's a good rule change or not, but like to this day, because I wrote this back in like 2022, so I still don't know. I've been trying to think about this for a while. I just keep going back and forth on it. Number 3. Sometimes I lift the ban on EV training by allowing myself to use vitamins. Now, you can get a little more extreme with this and make it so you can just go into PK Hex and make it so your Mons have 252 in their stats, which I also think is kind of fair to apply under this asterisk rule. So, yeah. We're approaching the end, don't worry. 6.2 Bans. These Pokemon are usually banned in the context of the game that I am playing. You will very likely not see me use these Pokemon at all. However, some exceptions may be made. These bans are lifted after I ban the champion. These bans are lifted after I beat the champion and decide to play post-game content. So here are the Mons that are usually banned here. You can take a good look at it real quick and read it. Now here is the list of Pokemon that I've considered banning from time to time and will sometimes ban in the context of the game. Again, take a good read at it and yeah, just digest it. My precious. I think some of the Mons in here, like for example Zapdos, I think Cobalion is interesting to have on here. And then Shedinja, Garchomp, Salamence makes sense. And then here's some Mega Evolutions and some Ultra Beasts. I have Dracovish here because you could... Well, actually, can you get Dracovish with Vicious Rend? In the context of certain games? So it's only in Gen 8. Okay, so you can get it before the champion, which that's actually kind of huge, not gonna lie. So I think it would be very, very reasonable to actually ban Dracovish because it gets access to the ridiculous move that is Vicious Rend, which is nuts. That is a ridiculous move. So, yeah. All Paradox Pokemon, yeah, that makes sense. And then, like, some other Pokemon here. Galarian Darmanitan is super funny. I don't know. I'm just going through, like, Pokemon at this point. And, yeah, there's that. And, yeah, that is my list of Pokemon. Or rather, that is... Okay. And, yeah, that is my rule set for the Hardcore Nuzlocke. So if you guys enjoyed today's video and you want to share your support, hit that like button down below for me, give me a thumbs up, and I don't really care, but if you do, subscribe, because it really helps on my channel, and I like myself some Nuzlocking, but I'm going to be focusing more on Nuzlocke Viability, so that's why you probably won't be seeing Nuzlocks from me for a while, but if I ever find the drive to Nuzlocke again, you'll know who to watch for that kind of content. Or if you want to just get it right now, just see some of the bigger Nuzlockers like Flygon HG, Peachel, Moxie. I don't know. There are some really good Nuzlockers out there. So, yeah. Quality. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. See you later. Alright, cool. That was 40 minutes of me talking, by the way. That was 40 minutes. Jesus. My god. Amazing. Yeah. I'm surprised that some people stayed for that. You know, also I gotta apparently hydrate. Nice. I kind of forgot that was for YouTube. Yeah. You just see me talking and then you just remember. Oh yeah, that's right. He's doing the YouTube outro. Oh my god. Okay. Let's do some stuff, right? So, okay, right here. So Sarina here, right? How do we feel about it? Because I feel like on paper, it's really bad. I feel like it would be not that good. However, you also just get Queenly Majesty if you get a Bounce Suite or a Steenie with Oblivious. Queenly Majesty is actually really good. I was expecting a stream to end, and I was just gonna say damn already. Wow. Come on. You should know I'm not like that. But yeah. Yeah, I feel like Serena's Queenly Majesty would be really good. I forgot. Good job. Might be. Yeah, let's see. So if I were to let's assume you have Oblivious here, right? What other moves would you have? Teeter Dance maybe adds an aspect of RNG. And then what other TMs? I don't know. Man, you do not get an expansive move pool. Let's do Rapid Spin because why not? And that is so little. Okay, so let's see here. Is this? Oh, this is Sun and Moon. Oh my gosh. What the fuck? Dude, why is Steenie so bad? Oh my god. Why is Steenie awful? This thing sucks! This thing is hot garbage! What the fuck? This thing is shit! I mean, I guess you can get the Eviolite. But even so... Okay, alright, with the Eviolite, it's actually better. With the Eviolite, it's actually okay. And, oh my god, dude, it's still... Bro. Wait, is that Eviolite damage? Oh my god. Dude, Rock Blast still does so much. I guess you have to... No, not even, because... Let's say you're level 28 now, because you level up from edging. Okay, I could have chosen a better use of words there, not gonna lie. But, it still barely outdamages Rock Blast, assuming it hits all 5 times. And then you have the Z move as well, which just practically like kills Steenie, especially from a crit. Hello? That's really shaky. I don't think that's a good check. Fucking chorus, you quote me, Ray. God damn it. Man. Yeah, this thing sucks. You do yourself dirty, to be honest? Okay, fine. Alright, let's do this here. can start catching Bounsweet and later Steenie in Lush Jungle. However, it is really weak for even fights that it should theoretically be good in. For example, with the Eviolite equipped, it barely outdamages Olivia's Bulldor's Rock Blast with Magical Leaf. Yeah, I guess I do happen to do myself dirty, but even so, it's not on purpose. Of dying to Lycanroc, Continental Crush. Where could you first use Steenie? Because I guess after that point you do get access to Sarina after that, but even so, you'd then be using it on Vikavolt, which is really bad. That's a terrible matchup. As for fights that it struggles in, well, there's too many. Does this thing even get play rough? Does Serena even get play rough? Gets high jump kick at least. It gets play rough by egg move. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, let's check out Hapu Pokemon. Let's see. Yeah, so I think the first fight that you can actually viably use Serena is actually against Hapu. Accurate size Brandon? No, that's literally not true. It's okay to be in denial. Shut up. Wait. Sun and Moon Elite 4. What the fuck? Huh. Okay, and then there's Kukui, who would send out Ninetales after. And then there's also, oh my god. Yeah, this sucks. This is really bad. What about Guzma? It's your boy, Guzma. Okay, not that one. This one. Yeah, this is a terrible use for this is a terrible fight to use Serena here. Aether Foundation, Guzma, Lusamine. Let's see. Dude, can I say? Lusamine? Low key, very freaky. She's a freaky character in this game. She is a very freaky character. You want to guess how old Lusamine is? She's truly something. Yeah. Do you guys know who? Do you guys know how old Lusamine actually is? No. Well, if someone says they want to know, I'll tell them, because I know. You're making me curious now? Alright, bet. So look, so Lusamine, you would think is like, judging from how she looks on her, in her character design, like you might think she's like in her like mid-20s or something, but no, she is over 40 years old, and that's insane. She looks great for being above 40. Like, what? She looks great. She looks amazing for 40. This is the most youthful 40-year-old I've ever seen. Anyways, so let's see here. I'm trying to think. I guess you could use Sarina against some of Lusamine's mons. Let's see, Sarina. 41, huh? She has the Fountain of Youth? Hell yeah. So what moves would you have? Oh, dude, literally Trop Kick is your only usable move. Oh my god, why? This thing is shit. No, low sweep. Acrobatics as well. Okay. Lusamine. 1. Clefable. Do you even out damage it? Dude, you don't even out damage Clefable here. What? Dude, this thing sucks. This thing is awful. Oh my god. It's so garbage. No, I'm sorry. This thing is really shit. If you include the miracle seed, it still doesn't. Oh, dude, no, man. You get 3-hit KO'd. Oh my god. At least you're faster than it, so you can actually guaranteed win against this thing. This thing sucks so much. Like, what do you really win against in this fight? Miss Magius? Oh my god, dude. No, you lose. You lose against Miss Magius. And if Milotic comes out, at least you have a kill on it, but it's still faster than you? How are you getting outsped by a Milotic? Oh my god, 72 speed. Dude, Serena sucks. Oh no. This thing is awful. Oh my god. Okay. I need to take care of something real quick. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna play some ads. And take care of something real quick. I'll be right back. Hi, sorry, I'm back. Hi. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? How are we all doing? I apologize for being away for a while. Let me guess what Ray's gonna say. He's back with the milk, right? That's what's gonna be said, right? Is that what's happening? Okay. Hello. So, for apologies for being away for a bit, I have a question for y'all. I'm gonna play a little bit of an instrumental that I have for my Danganronpa song album, and I have a very, very important question. When you listen to this, instrumental here, how do you feel? How do you feel when listening to this instrumental? I'll tell you what I feel after, but I'm curious how everyone else feels when you listen to this song. And then I'll move it here as well. Slaps harder than my mom's belt, to be honest. Oh, well, it's less that and more like, what kind of emotion do you feel when listening to it? Like that. Like stuff like that. Yeah. I beat someone up. I beat up someone with this playing in the background. You know what? Fair enough. I personally, whenever I listen to this, I listen to it as if it was the end of the world. Like the end of the world is upon us. And like there's something ahead, not sure how to explain it better, but I don't know. Oh. I that's how I listen to it. It's like, "Oh my god. It's so dreadful. It's so depressing sounding. Like all you can do is just accept your fate and fall into the depths of what we call total despair." Have a good night, Ray. I love you, bestie. Mwah. Pocket size. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, what a good song. Lucky mofo, y'all got daylight? Hey Michael, what's good? What's good, man? I do enjoy it though? Heck yeah. Dude. I hate my controllers sometimes. It's that time of year in SoCal where it gets dark at 5. Oh no. Oh, dude, it gets so dark over there. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh well. Doing well, brother? Heck yeah. Dude, did you see my crash out on Twitter when I got into like a bit of banter with Sorone? Like, or Sorone? I don't know at this point. Ryan, well, did you see my crash out on him? It was really funny. That was some real funny shit. I saw him trying to instigate with you over the H-box thing, but not the crash out. Oh, dude, I gotta show this. Hang on, check this out, right? I'm gonna go on Twitter real quick. Because this guy, he was chatting shit. He was chatting some real shit, huh? Hang on, where is it? Like right here, right? Okay, so check this. So right here, right? like he adds me. I'm gonna build this up. So he adds me like saying like we should make this salty sweet happen, and I'd say you use the best character in the game and you still call me your bracket demon. And then we go on back and forth about how like Pokemon Trainer's not better than Steve and stuff, and also like now we get to like, oh, you spam up smash. Oh, you mash up till. Well, that's a little too far. Your character isn't even optimized and it still wins super majors. Meanwhile, other characters are being optimized and they still struggle to barely win them. And then I just say like I just happen to pilot my character better than you. And then he says, nah, you just mash up smash and up B as it's like, who mashes up B as Zard? And then this happened here. I'm literally just better. I'm just better than you. It gets a little loud, by the way. You just mash. What? Oh no, not the ads. Okay, hang on. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This is why I got both streams up? Hell yeah. Shoutouts. Shoutouts to you, Kato. Do do do. Do 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 do. Okay. Are we good? I've returned from ad hell. Okay, check out this crash out here, right? Like, I'm literally just better. I'm just better than you, okay? You just mash... What?! No shot. He said that I mash up B. Up smash maybe, but up B? Do you know how unsafe Charizard up B is? It doesn't even have a value! At least At least Flare Blitz has one! It's negative 66 and that's still unsafe! What the fuck are people doing mashing up B with Zard? What are you talking about? Are you crazy? Are you stupid? What are you on? Like because yeah, I still stand by this, by the way. Charizard up B is stupid to mash. Why the fuck would you mash Charizard up B? What a horrible idea. Charizard up B is a one of us is dying here move. Dude, yes, actually, I agree. Let me actually show you the first match that I saw when seeing a Beast smash Charizard. Like here, right? So, where is it? No, it's not this. Smash Ultimate. The first one that I saw was of Yeast versus Beast here. And in this match, Beast used up B 3 times. One of them actually resulting in a kill, but 2 of them being hilariously awful whiffs. Let me actually see. Nice up smash not working. Because right now it would be an awful idea to, like, use up B here, right? What the hell was that up B? They both whiffed their up B. And check this out, right? Because look at this. Now the now the Mii Brawler is currently in a scenario to punish this up B. This awful up B. That was just bad risk reward. Yeah, I guess so. I think it's just trying to like combo break because Charizard does have like up B armor. But even so, that was an awful whiff. And the only reason that he didn't die here was because Yeast mispositioned the up smash, so he actually got the sour spot, or the late hitbox of it, and he lived. He should have been dead for that. Beast should have been dead for that. Please tell me we're not on the same page here, somehow. Tell me we're on the same page where, yes, Beast should have died for that up B. And yeah, this one results in a kill. But then we go to like which, okay, yeah, fair enough. Like that one resulting in a kill, cool. That's just, it's a good kill move. But still, why the hell would you use up B like that? It's so dumb. It's so funny. By the way, that was sour. That was Sweet Spot. Complaining about Zard up B and up smash is self-report if you're mashing on his shield. Oh yeah? Yeah, I guess so. I'm not complaining about up B, but up smash I think is a little weak. So, oh well. In any case. Let me see this again. Interesting. Trying to see this again. That was nice. This calm ass music playing over it's here. Okay, I like the idea, but By the way, what is Yeast doing? He should be forward throwing here. He can't really get anything off of the down throws now. Okay, alright, that's just mean. That's another really bad up B. That's another awful up B. Come on, tell me that's not a bad up B, and I'm gonna punch you in the face. That was a horrible up B. And what kind of a punish attempt was that? It's definitely bad. Seems like he's on the power trip with the lead. Yeah, I think that's the correct thing to take away from that. I think this is a power trip right now. Based off of that back throw flare blitz earlier. Oh yeah, I agree. 100% agree. Oh man, that's so shitty. Like 2 out of 3 up Bs that he used out like offensively. That was awful. And like yeah, he still ends up winning, but yeah, he just had a really nice lead. Okay. You should not be using forward smash there, what? Suplex. Should have just went for suplex again, honestly. If you just Razor Leaf here, yeah, Razor Leaf into up air. Come on, okay, that works. I think you should just up smash. I think it would have poked their shield. All right, anyways, he's not dead. Wow. Up throw shouldn't kill either because Charizard up throw sucks. Yep. Bibarel players fish for cheese even when they're one hit from death. Yeah. There it is. Kill throw. Why does Squirtle have that, by the way? Why does Squirtle have a killing back throw? That does not look like it should kill. It's a hilariously strong one, too. It kills at 120 at ledge. So dumb. Alright, yeah, in any case, I that's the funny thing about it, right? Squirtle's back there is like Dr. Mario, he just eats you out of there. I actually think, yeah, it is like that, but it's kind of a bootleg version of Dr. Mario. I think Dr. Mario does it way better. And also, it's stronger than Squirtle's. Dr. Mario's is way stronger than Squirtle's. It's still really strong. Does it really make sense that Charizard has the weakest back throw of Pokemon Trainer? I don't think it makes sense. It's so dumb. I have shown you, like, that Charizard is actually a little weaker than most people think in comparison to the other Pokemon, right? When it comes to kill options. Like, Charizard's kill options are surprisingly not there unless it's back air. Okay, let me see something. Yeah. Okay, let me see. They are linear as well. Okay, let me see Totem Mimikyu real quick. grabs, out of shield, Nair tech chase into bear. Yeah. Sucks though that Charizard can't use Nair out of shield. Like at all. Let me actually check Totem Mimikyu. Shadow Claw, okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Or fortunate, depending on how you see it. Yeah, this thing... Dude, it's so bad. Is this for a Nuzlocke? It's actually, like, seeing if a Pokemon is viable for Nuzlocking. So right now, I'm currently researching Sarina, and so far, it's looking really bad. It's looking like it's really bad encounter to get. It's like... There's even some fights that it should be good for, but it's not. Does it even do well against Elite Four member Olivia? I think it does. Because it gets high jump kick at this point. Little 49 high jump kick. Let's see. High jump kick. Yeah, so this has a chance to kill. This is a 2-hit KO most of the time. Only with Miracle Seed though. Oh my god. This thing is so weak. Why is this thing so weak? And it has Reflect, so it's just gonna set it up. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, high jump kick. Oh, dude. Oh my god. Poor Sarina. It's so bad. You wouldn't even have high jump kick here. You'd have low sweep or something instead, which... Oh my god, dude, it doesn't even kill Dugtrio. That's like one of the frailest Pokemon on the planet, and you still can't kill it! What? Dude, this thing sucks. Okay, no, this thing is ass. This thing is ass. This thing is ass, man. What? This thing is shit. This thing is so bad. Oh my god. I told my mom I'm gonna go to the gym around midnight after my Wi-Fi bracket, and she said, send me a video when you're in the parking lot so I know you aren't going to the bar. Hey, you know what? That's reasonable. I think that's a little reasonable. At least in my opinion. But that being said, like, for the average person, okay, yeah, I think that's a little funny. I just felt called out. Fair enough. It's called 24-hour fitness for a reason. Fair enough. Oh man, I miss my friends back in SoCal. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me see now. Let's see, where's my level cap sheet? Yeah, so let's see. When do you get... you still get Steenie for Olivia, man. Gonna be heading to bed. Good night. Alright, have a good night. Hope to see you in the next stream. Okay. Olivia. worse matchup against Island Kahuna Olivia. Do CPUs in these modded Nuzlocks have buffed hacks? No, actually. they're just playing however they would usually play. It's just you have to consider more rules now. At least it's somewhat fair. I remember hating the post-game battle towers for that reason. I think it's just because you play more and more battles, and the more battles that you play, the more likely hacks will happen. Let's see, it has an even worse matchup against Island Kahuna Olivia, as well as struggling harder in every totem fight ever. Especially with the addition, poison shit and spam flinch until they die. Yeah. Competitive Gen 6. Dude, that was a massacre of a metagame, by the way. You want to know why your toxic spikes were around for so long? It's because hazard removal was just not feasible back then. Because the only good defoggers were Latios and Latios, and then you also had people using Bisharp to counter that. And then Rapid Spin Excadrill was just barely used because, I don't know. In any case, hazard removal was really hard to do. So that's probably why your Toxic Spikes stayed on the field for so long. Defiant was a bitch. Yeah, that sounds about right. But that's also why that some competitive teams run it, because Defiant was a bitch. It was annoying, but it was really good. Landers T hated seeing Bisharp on the other side. Oh my gosh. Okay. Bisharp is actually a menace. Yeah. He can pursuit you. He can pursuit trap you as insult to injury. Well, yeah. That too. Until Gen 8, where pursuit was removed for some reason. What gens did you play competitively? So I played Gen 7 and Gen 8 competitively. I stopped actually playing competitively when what is it? I stopped playing competitively in Sword Shield VGC because of, well, for one, this guy was a fucking bitch and a half to deal with because their signature moves, well, not even their signature moves, Unseen Fist, their stupid ability Unseen Fist bypasses Protect. And then the other DLC that came out later introduced this motherfucker right here, Calyrex. And very specifically, is Calyrex Shadow. This is one of my least favorite Pokemon to ever fight because of its stupid fucking move. Its stupid signature move here. Where is it? Where is its level up? Astro Barrage. 120 base power. Hits both opponents on the other side. Bypassing Protect and doubles is insane. Oh, you don't say. That's why so many people used it. It was really good. And then Gen 9, I just ended up not playing competitively whatsoever. I did a bit of shiny hunting, but did not touch the competitive scene. And thank God I did not touch the competitive scene at all. Because if I need to remember, the list I have is actually like here. It's like the dark treasures, and then like some of the paradox Pokemon are insane. Like, that shit's ridiculous. How could you? And also the fact that Miraidon is ridiculous too. And then we have like the usual suspects of Incin and Landorus being really good too. But then you also have Roaring Moon, Raging Bolt, Walking Wake. God, they're so dumb. Intimidate is too good in doubles. Yeah. It's to the point where they had to nerf it. They had to nerf it a little. Bro, Wi-Fi bracket in 5 minutes. I'm a dip. All right, you have a good night, man. Audios? Yeah. Yeah, good luck in the Wi-Fi bracket. Wish you luck, homie. You have a nice day? Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Okay. Gen 8 wild area. In the Gen 8 wild area. Oh no, does it struggle against even Nessa? I'm gonna be so sad if so. Where do you get the Eviolite and Sword and Shield? Right. Bedlonlia. Oh, that's not until way later in the game. Oh my god. Where can you get oranberries? Oh, you can get a lot of them actually. Okay. Yeah, so running oranberry on this is actually viable. Okay. Hi Vanilla, welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm doing okay. Sleepy? Just received the mock-up of my first tattoo? Heck yeah, let's go. So hyped, I can't wait to set up the appointment. Nice, I'm happy for you. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're actually getting close to the end of the stream. I really need to eat something, so. Are you okay? You look sad. So, are you okay? I'm okay. I'm a little hungry, not gonna lie. I'm just a tad bit hungry. That's good. Yeah. It's okay, I was busy and couldn't hop in sooner. That's fine. I'm about to go to get some sleep anyways. Fair enough. Totally reasonable for you to do, I'd say. Ooh. this out. What did I want to do? Yeah, you can drop kick this, but then it kind of just struggles a little bit here. I guess do max overgrow here, and then just kill that too, barely. And then you just swap out here. Let's see, peers. What else is there? Raihan. It doesn't do well against that, I would think. Cause yeah, Power Whip could kill this. But then it doesn't kill Flygon, and then it'll just Breaking Swipe for. Okay, yeah. see Alistair. He's like Gengar. Yeah, no. Paul? Oh no. Oh, these are really bad. These are really bad for Sarina. Yeah. No, these are bad. These are awful matchups. Yep, we can add Opal. Melanie. Raihan. Oleana. Has your own Serena. It's really bad though. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Okay, yeah, this just, yeah. Alright, finally, Gen 9, Scarlet Violet. How did we feel about how did we feel about Nagito's foot lettuce, by the way? Hope we enjoyed that. Why is that blowing so hard? Okay. Oh man. Oh no. Razor leaf is your only option. Cloth. No. Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's horrible. What a horrible matchup. Earthworm. Let's check out Earthworm. Sarina. 29. What TMs can you get on this? Like, you get Drop Kick for one. Trailblaze is nice. Playrough. Knock off. I'll do Play Rough. Let's do low. I guess we can put that. How about, yeah, okay. Let's see. Earthworm. Earthworm, Kofu, Let's actually put Miracle Seed. Nope, Miracle Seed. Okay, so like Dropkick can actually kill Veluza, Wugtrio, and then it has to swap out on. Well, no, it actually doesn't need to. Let's see, Kofu. Atticus is not good. Yep. Larry has a Staraptor, and that's gonna be bad. Rhyme. Next. Great Tusk. Oh my god, this thing hits so hard. Oh no. Tulip. It does okay against Tulip, but it's not good. Grusha is ice. Ortega. That is an awful matchup, not gonna lie. That is an abysmal matchup. Airy. Oh my god. This is so bad. Dondozo? Four. Who are the Elite Four in this game again? Scarlet, Violet, Elite Four. Rika. Drop kicked as well. Careful, fire blast. Okay. This is an awful matchup. Oh no. This is abysmal too. Yeah, that's really bad. And then Nimona. Yeah, not even close. Acrobatics, I guess, right? Yeah, acrobatics kills this, but then it struggles against everything else. Yeah, this thing sucks. Oh, it's so bad. Sarina is really bad. Okay. I think I'm gonna end stream here, by the way, because I've pretty much done all that I want to do right now. So, yeah. I gotta get going. I want to eat something. I'm hungry. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna get going now. I'll see you guys tomorrow for hopefully, what are we gonna do? I'll see you guys tomorrow for some, progress on the album. And otherwise, we'll just do something Danganronpa related. So yeah. Bye-bye.